Good afternoon, everyone. So, keratoplasty it is an important topic from point of view of theory exams. It is a procedure whereby the abnormal corneal tissue is replaced by a healthy donor cornea. It has been performed for over 100 years and most common and most successful transplant procedures. Nowadays, many transplantations are doing liver, kidney, heart, but it is the one of the oldest transplantation. Cornea. Function and structures of cornea you already know. Cornea is the clear front window of the eye. It helps focus light into the eye so that you can see. It is made up of layers of cells. These layers work together to protect your eye and provide clear vision. For good vision, your cornea must be clear, smooth and healthy. If it is scarred, swollen or damaged, light is not focused properly, it will be scattered or distorted into the eye and as a result your vision will become blurred. Structures, multi-layered structure from outside to inside. A, B, C, D, E. A is the anterior corneal epithelium. 6 layers of non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium of rapidly degenerating cells constantly from the bottom layer. It is kept moist by the tears or tear film interface is the most significant component of the total refractive power of the eye. So disruption of this surface can reduce the visual acuity and epithelium is continuous with the corneal epithelium continuous with the conjunctival epithelium. Bowman's membrane, also called the anterior limiting membrane, and this is a protective acellular collagenous layer. Third is the collagen stroma or substantia propria, thicker transparent layer of collagen and keratocytes which makes up around 90% of the corneal thickness. इसकी कुरकुर कुरकुर आ रही है आवाज. Fourth layer is the Descemet membrane or posterior limiting membrane. A thin acellular layer which acts as the basement membrane to the corneal endothelium and consists mainly of collagen. Nowadays there are 6 layers also which is called the pre-Descemet layer between the Descemet and stroma. And innermost layer is the corneal endothelium, simple squamous monolayer of cells which regulate fluid and solute transport. These cells do not regenerate but instead stress to compensate for the dead cells. So this is the most important layer of the cornea which is the endothelium which damaged during the intraocular surgeries all like cataract, glaucoma or other intraocular surgeries. We can damage this layer which never regenerate. There are 2 layers of cornea which never regenerate. One is the endothelium and second is the Bowman's membrane. So we have to keep in mind during surgery that we should not damage this layer. These are the 5 layers of the cornea which make it transparent. There are factors responsible for the transparency of cornea. So we have to, keratoplasty is the transplant of the donor cornea into host cornea. Indications of keratoplasty are 4 types depending on the indication. It may be optical, therapeutic indication, tectonic graft or for cosmetic purposes. In optical, to improve the vision, important indications are corneal opacity, bullous keratopathy, corneal dystrophy and in advanced keratoconus. Therapeutic indications, that is to replace the inflamed cornea which is not responding to conventional therapy like in corneal ulcers after healing of the corneal ulcers, or tectonic graft to restore the integrity of eyeball, that is after corneal perforation in marked corneal thinning. And cosmetic is to improve the appearance of the eye, to improve the cosmetic appearance of the cornea. So there are different indications of surgery disease-wise. A cornea transplant is necessary if eyeglass or contact lens cannot restore your functional vision, or if painful swelling cannot be relieved by medications or special contact lenses. Corneal opacities, any type of nebular, macular or leukomatous, corneal fistulas, corneal ulcers not responding to medical treatment, impending and actual corneal perforations or desmatosis, corneal degenerations, corneal dystrophies as Fuchs endothelial dystrophy, excessive edema of the cornea, chemical burn or damage of the cornea, corneal stromal thinning, clouding or swelling. These are the different diseases: cloudy or swollen cornea after chemical burn, corneal lacerations in post-trauma, chemical burns, especially alkali burn, or Fuchs endothelial dystrophies, corneal edema post-operatively. Other indications are keratoconus, advanced cases, keratoglobus, limbal dermoids, recurrent pterygium, pseudophakic bullous keratopathy after cataract surgery will damage the endothelium. There will be pseudophakic bullous keratopathy, scarring due to trauma or keratitis, complications of cataract surgery, Descemet membrane detachment during surgery, rare complication of LASIK surgery, in some cases of trichosis when eyelashes cause severe scarring of the cornea, previous corneal surgery or eye surgery that damage the cornea. These are the indications of keratoplasty. So, keratoconic cornea, keratoglobus, pseudophakic bullous keratopathy, trichosis, keratoglobus, these are the common limbal dermoid. Last picture. In these cases, we have to do the keratoplasty. Then we come to the types and procedure of keratoplasty. There are mainly two types of keratoplasty: penetrating keratoplasty and lamellar keratoplasty. Penetrating means all the layers of cornea are replaced from epithelium to endothelium. While in lamellar keratoplasty, we will replace few layers only, not all layers. So penetrating, full thickness replacement of the entire cornea. In lamellar, partial thickness replacement or only part of the cornea is replaced. And third one is the endothelial, which is part of lamellar, a variation in which only endothelium layer is replaced. And which type of keratoplasty will do depend on the type of the disease or involvement of the layers of the cornea of the host. So there are different types: endothelial, automated, DSEK keratoplasty. Procedures: before the day of transplant, antibiotic eye drops are prescribed. Lid speculum is used to open the eyelid under local or general anesthesia. It takes around 1 to 2 hours to complete the procedure. Overnight stay. Pad will removed on the next day. Penetrating keratoplasty, all the layers of the cornea get replaced and new cornea will be sewed or suturing into the eye with sutures. Longest healing time, slightly higher risk than other types of rejection of cornea transplant. The most approved option when majority of the cornea is diseased or scarred, as in severe corneal or bad bulging and scarring corneas. When the all layers of the cornea are diseased or pathologically, then only we will do the penetrating keratoplasty. Complication rates are higher and chances of rejection are more than lamellar keratoplasty. So nowadays this procedure is decreasing day by day and we are shifting to lamellar keratoplasty. Procedure: determination of graft size, preoperatively and preparation of the donor material, excision of the diseased host tissue using a trephine, fixation of donor tissue with interrupted or continuous non-absorbable sutures, and eye is filled with viscoelastic fluid to maintain the antechamber, and pad and patch done and iPad removed on the next day of the surgery. Then we come to the different type of lamellar keratoplasty. It has similar technique of penetrating keratoplasty, but only part of the thickness of the cornea is grafted. Method offer the improved tectonic, and this procedure is technically challenging because we have to separate both corneas, host and donor, in layers. So it is technically challenging procedure. First is the deep anterior lamellar keratoplasty. In short, we called it DALK, D-A-L-K, DALK. During deep anterior lamellar keratoplasty, the surgeon injects the air to lift off and separate the thin outside and thick middle layer of the cornea. So up to the mid-stroma or deep stroma. And anteriorly, these layers will be replaced. This involves removal of the greater portion of the anterior corneal layers, leaving the endothelium and Descemet membrane behind, with a more complicated sequence of corneal layer dissection, definition and graft placement. It is used in cases of anterior corneal opacifications, scars and ectatic disease like keratoconus. And it is longer than penetrating keratoplasty but less risk of rejection. Endothelial keratoplasty replaces only the innermost layer of the cornea and leave the overlying healthy corneal tissue intact. Surgeon makes a tiny incision by trephine or femtolaser, places a thin disc of donor tissue containing a healthy endothelial cell layer on the back surface of the cornea. An air bubble is used to position the new endothelial layer. In this, we have no need to suturing. Only with the help of air bubble, we will place this new graft into the host cornea. Another is the DSEK, Descemet stripping endothelial keratoplasty. This technique combines stripping of the dysfunctional endothelium from the host cornea with micro dissection of the donor tissue. In this type, patient's endothelium is replaced with a transplanted disc of posterior stroma, Descemet membrane and endothelium. Surgeon removes the endothelium, which is 1 cell thick, and the Descemet membrane just above it. Then he replaces with a donated endothelium and Descemet membrane still attached to the stroma. This reduces the ocular surface complications generally compared to penetrating keratoplasty. Another type is the DMAC. एक तो है DSEK, DSEK. Another is the DMAC, Descemet membrane endothelial keratoplasty. In DSEK, part of the stroma is also there, while in DMAC only endothelium and Descemet membrane are transplanted. DMAC is further variation of DSEK in which immune-mediated rejection is reduced by the transplanting bare endothelium and Descemet membrane without stroma. This donor tissue is very thin and fragile, so it is harder to work with, but healing from this procedure is usually quicker. Patient need long-term topical steroid as to anti-rejection measures. These surgeries are good options for people with cornea damage only the inner layer because recovery is easier. Surgery can be performed with only 1 or 2 sutures. Patient may recover functional vision in days to weeks as opposed to the year in the case of penetrating keratoplasty. So advantage of DMAC and DSEK, those are the better visual acuity and lower risk of rejection in DMAC compared to DSEK, while there is long back positioning after surgery and higher rate of additional office procedures in DMAC. So DMAC is more complicated than DSEK. DSEK versus penetrating keratoplasty differences are: DSEK is considered better than penetrating keratoplasty for better visual outcome and stability as well as fewer risk factors, faster recovery of vision, less operating time, minimal removal of corneal tissue, no suture related complications, reduced risk of astigmatism after surgery, and preferred for patients of fixed endothelial dystrophy or other endothelial disorders. So in this diagram you will see how many layers are replaced in which type of keratoplasty. First is the DELK, deep anterior lamellar keratoplasty in this epithelium, Bowman's membrane, and up to the 70 to 80% of stroma is replaced. Another is a DLEK, deep lamellar endothelial keratoplasty. Third one is a DSAC, Descemet strapping endothelial keratoplasty. In this endothelium, descemet and part of the stroma is replaced. One is the descemet strapping automated endothelial keratoplasty and descemet membrane DMAC. In this endothelium and descemet membrane is replaced in case of DMAC. Vision after a corneal transplant. Most people who have a corneal transplant get at least part of their vision restored, but it may differ from patient to patient. It could take a few weeks to up to a year for your improve of visual acuity. Your vision might get a little burst or it get better. Post-surgery refraction is unpredictable. Patient was wearing glasses or contact lenses, it may need to be adjusted. Because your vision will fluctuate during the first few months following your surgery, it is advisable to wear rigid gas permeable contact lenses or hybrid contact lenses. There are artificial corneas or biosynthetic corneas are also available. Two options are available: autograft and allograft. These are the keratoprosthesis or artificial corneas where normal cornea or donor cornea is not available. Complications of keratoplasty. As any surgery, even if simple one, complications can occur. If any of the complications listed below are suspected, patient must refer to doctor, and it divided into three types: early complications, persistent epithelial defect, irritation by the protruding sutures, iris prolapse, keratitis or endophthalmitis, uveitis, flat anterior chamber, elevated intraocular pressure. These are the early complications: redness, photophobia, endophthalmitis, iris prolapse, uveitis, or irritation by the sutures. Late complications are astigmatism, glaucoma or secondary glaucoma, late wound separation and suture related problems, cystoid macular edema, and recurrence of the original disease process. This is common usually with the viral keratitis. And third complication are the graft rejection complications, early graft rejection and late graft rejection. In early occur by the first operative day, cloudy cornea, usually due to defective donor endothelium or operative trauma. So, secondary glaucoma, cystoid macular edema. In late graft rejection, signs of rejection are eye pain, redness, photophobia, cloudy vision. Occur within first 6 post-operative months or within a year. Red eye, corneal clouding, uveitis are the signs, and usually due to the immunological mediated graft rejection. Other complications of endothelial keratoplasty are displacement of the donor tissue requiring repositioning, fold in the donor tissue, and gradual reduction in the endothelial cell density over the time. So these are the signs and symptoms of the graft rejection, which may occur early or late. Prognosis is noted in patients with poor prognosis in additional corneal problems like vasculation or peripheral thinning, and associated ocular disease like herpes, active inflammation, or uncontrolled glaucoma. In these cases, usually the results are poor after keratoplasty. Treatment of the rejection are intensive topical steroids and periocular steroid injections, oral steroid and systemic immunosuppressive drugs to prevent the rejection. Post-operative care, medical and non-medical care, I will not go into details. Then we will discuss about the methods of corneal preservation. We can preserve the donor cornea in three types of media: short-term storage, intermediate and long-term. In short-term storage means up 24 hour to 96 hour. After the death of patient, we can procure the cornea up to 6 hour. है ना? After up to 6 hour, we can take the cornea from the donor patients, the donor bodies. Okay. So we have to preserve this cornea if host is not ready, or if you have not patients immediately to transplant, then we have to preserve this donor cornea. Different medias are available. Short-term storage 24 hour to 96 hour. In moist chamber method, whole globe after enucleation can be preserved in a moist chamber at 4 degrees centigrade in refrigerator up to 24 hour. McCarry medium, MK medium, it is of pink color and comprise of tissue culture, dextran, HEPS buffer and gentamicin. Donor corneoscleral rim can be preserved in this media up to 96 hours. It is most commonly used method in India and world over. Corneoscleral rim can be excised in situ from the cadaver. We can take directly cadaver, or we can, after enucleation, we will make the corneoscleral rim and will preserve in MK medium up to 96 hours. Intermediate storage up to 2 weeks of the donor corneoscleral rim can be done in media like Optisol GS. Most commonly used media, it comprises of the 2.5% chondroitin sulfate, 1% dextran, ascorbic acid and vitamin B12. Other medias are the Cornisol, Usol and Life GE medium. These are intermediate storage medium up to the 2 weeks, and long-term preservation up to months to years include the glycerin preservation up to 3 to 4 weeks and organ culture method at 30 degrees centigrade to 37 for up to 35 days, and cryopreservation of corneal button at minus 70 degrees centigrade can be done up to 1 year. Thank you.